Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a story time of the time we lost my mom's bag at the airport, which actually happened 2 weeks ago right before we left to Florida. And I shouldn't say we lost it because she was kind of the one that lost it, but I was the one that went through the whole pain of looking for it. So it was midnight, and for those of you who are from Denver or similar airports, so in order to get from the terminal to the gate, you have to get on a train. And so we had checked in, gotten our tickets, and we got on the train to head to our gate. And so we were carrying all our carry-ons, and my mom had her, what's it called, like a crossbody bag. Had my sister's ticket and my mom's ticket. It had all the money that we were going to use for our vacation, right? And it also had her phone. And so for some reason she didn't have it like on her, like I don't know, she said she put it like on one of her shoulders, and it like fell loose, and she just walked out of the train. So she walked out of the train, literally it was like 10 seconds. She's like, did anybody get my bag? And we're like, no. She turned around and started like running towards the train, and as soon as she ran, the door shut on her. That was like, after that it was all chaos. So it was midnight, there was like not many workers, so we like instantly panicked, like what are we gonna do? So we go up to the gate and we to him what happened, and then he's like, okay, we're gonna like let everybody know, and that way they can find your bag. They said, don't worry, like we're gonna find it. But then me, I was like, no, I'm gonna worry about this because it's obviously something to worry about. It also had my mom's identification, which means she wasn't gonna be able to, we had already crossed security, but since she didn't have her boarding pass, she wasn't gonna be able to get a new one because she didn't have her ID. So I'm about to get on the train again, and then I was like, wait, what's the point of me getting on the train? We're not gonna find it either way, and we already told someone to look for it. I was like panicking, so I really didn't know what to think. And I was like, I'm really not gonna find it myself, so we'll just wait for security, right? And so then my mom calls me, and she's like, oh, it was like 10 minutes after, she's like, oh, they found our bag, or they found my bag. So I was about to get on the train, and I was like, wait, no, what's the point of getting on the train? And then I had like this bulb lit up, right? And I was like, wait, find my iPhone. So I like log in. I log in all quickly, and I was like, wait, this is my Apple ID. So then I tried thinking of my mom's. I didn't make my mom's Apple ID, so I don't know my mom's Apple ID. And then I asked her, and she doesn't know her Apple ID, and I was like, okay, great. And then we have like 4 different ones for like the entire family, so I went through every single one, and then I was like, yes, this is it. I open it, and it says her Apple ID is off. That's when I like freaked out. I was like, that was my last hope. I knew we were gonna find it like that, because her phone was in there and it wasn't even on. So besides like panicking, I was also pissed off. I was like, are you serious? Like, why isn't Find My iPhone on to even start? So then 5 minutes later, my mom calls me from my brother's phone, and she's like, oh, they found my bag, so let's go. So we get to security, and they're like, no, you might want to ask them. There's 2 different kinds of securities apparently. So we went to the right security, and they're like, yes, here's your bag. And my mom like instantly broke down because like I guess the descriptions matched it, except the fact that, so okay, the thing is, she had a Michael Kors bag, and it was small and brown. So the other bag they found, it was small and brown, but it was not a Michael Kors bag, which was obviously not her bag. And so that's when she instantly broke down. Like, she's like, no, my money, like I'm not gonna be able to get on the plane and all this stuff. And like at this point I didn't know what to do either, because they had told us they had found it. So then I just told my mom, I was like, go get a boarding pass to the frontier counter. So she goes to the frontier counter while I go to a different security. The other security gave me a walkie-talkie or whatever they're called. so that I can explain to everyone what the bag looks like. And they're like, oh, do you remember what cart number it was? Like, yeah, like I'm totally gonna know what like train cart number we got on. And so I'm just there, and he's like, you need to relax, like we're gonna find your bag, like it's gonna be okay, trust me, we're gonna find it. And I was like, okay. So I tried to calm down, but really I couldn't calm down. So my mom gets to the Frontier counter, and they were being not very nice at the counter, and they didn't want to give her an extra boarding pass. So I was like, print it on your own on the computer. But when she went to the computer, it didn't give her the option to print it because we had already printed one time. So eventually they gave her a boarding pass, but then the thing was she didn't have her ID. So when she got down to security, they weren't letting her through to get to the gate because she didn't have her ID. And so again, they told me, you know what, at this point you're just gonna have to look for it yourself. And I was like, really, in this big ass airport, all these trains, and I'm gonna have to look for it myself? Yeah, it was obviously our fault that we lost the bag, you know, but I feel like we deserved a little bit more help. Alright, so I go through security again, go down to the trains, and I start going through like every train, and I was there for like about an hour. Absolutely found nothing, right? And I keep calling and calling and calling her phone, because one thing I knew was that her sound was definitely not off, because her phone is never on vibrate. And so finally my dad calls me, and he's like, they found the bag like an hour later, right? And I was like, okay, like let me call so that they tell me specifically where it's at. So then I call, and the guy who had the bag, he was like, yeah, I'm at gate C50, but please hurry up because we're about to leave. But I'm saying it in a way nicer tone because he didn't sound too pleased, and I was like, okay, fine. The train was taking forever to come back, and so I was waiting there for like 10 minutes. I get on the train, and I was in the terminal, so you have to go through A, B, and C. So at every stop, it was like 2 minutes, which felt more like 10. So I called him about 3 times, like updating him, like now I'm at gate A, or terminal, whatever it's called. Now I'm at B, now I'm at C. So then I get to C, and they tell me C50. When you get off at like C1. I had to sprint all the way to C50. So I'm sprinting as fast as I can. I'm like running out of breath. I'm like panicking. And then I get to the gate, and there's like absolutely no one sitting down. Like the doors to the gates were shut. I was like, great, the plane just left. But there was somebody at the counter. So I was like, hi, like I'm here to pick up the bag that we lost. And they look at me like I'm stupid or something. Like they just look at me. And they're like, we don't have a bag here. And I like, that's when I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I started panicking. Like, are you serious? That was our last hope. At that moment, like right after that happens, my mom calls me. She's like, did you find the bag? Like, kind of like excited. And I was like, I was just like, no, I can't talk right now. We're not gonna find the bag at this point. We should just go home. And at that moment, like somebody walks out the gate with the bag strapped, and I felt like the biggest relief. And the dude like handed the bag to me in like such a, how do you say it? I don't know. Not in a nice way. He just like went like that. Here's your bag. And I was gonna give him some money for like a reward, obviously. So now that I found the bag, now I'm more calmed down. By this time, it was already like 1 in the morning, and our flight also got delayed 2 hours, which helped us. Our flight wasn't gonna leave till 2 in the morning, and it was originally supposed to leave at midnight, but it all worked out. We found the bag, and I was hungry, I was annoyed, I was tired, and I was just ready to get on the plane and go to sleep. And that's literally what happened. As soon as I got on the plane, I knocked out for the 3-hour flight that we had. So that was something exciting, something that I felt like I lived out of a movie, to be honest. Having to run all over DIA, it was crazy, but we found the bag and we had a good vacation. So thank you guys for watching. That's the end of today's story time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.